We are back with another installment of Ask Pops Block Shop Your Questions. We have questions, a couple of them. I think 7 I'm going to answer today, so hope everyone's doing well out there. Yeah, let's go through these questions. I'm glad to provide something that, can take a few minutes out of your day, 10-15 minutes. I've been recording a lot of video for the next vlog, so if you haven't seen any of the Lego vlogs of us buying and selling Lego, just check it out. We have quite a few hours of it in the last year we've been recording, so I guess let's get into it. Question number 1, if you have a chance, can you give a brief overview of how you take minifig pictures? Well, I have done that if you look at my Instagram posts, how I set things up. I do not have a certain station I do it every time. It's usually, there's one in our living room that I do mostly, but there's a couple stations that I just set up anywhere. I mean, I just have 3 pieces of paper and a light. So I will just do a quick video here and show you that. So this is pretty much all I do. If I'm in a remote location or somewhere that doesn't have a back, I just use a box and kind of tape the sides down of the box so it doesn't move. There's 3 sheets of paper, one for the bottom, one for the top, and then I tape one in the middle of it so there's no line. And so I just take pictures. I mean, there's not much more to it. eBay, on there you can crop them. That's all I ever do is crop them. I don't use any effects or any, brightening or lightening. I make sure that's all set perfectly on my camera when I do it, when I take the picture. So that's pretty much it. And then I just took a couple pictures here of that guy, and we'll take a look at him here. All right, so question number 2. Did I say the first question about the pictures was from Tally Toy Bricks via Bricklink? I don't know if I did. The number 2 is, what would you do if you were starting to not make a profit from eBay or Bricklink? From Lego_builder via Instagram. I would do something else to make money. This is not. I've always done eBay since 12 years now. I worked at an eBay store about 12 years ago, and learned a lot about it, and I just like I just like doing it. And it was fun when our kids were really young, when we had 1 or 2 that were easy to carry around. We'd go to estate sales and thrift stores and make a few $100 in a weekend by buying things pretty cheap and reselling them. So it's fun. It's a thrill of a hunt, I guess. I learned a lot about things like old postcards. Viewmasters I went nuts on. I always has collected sports cards. I haven't in the last few years now. I'll buy a collection here and there and sell them off within a month. Yeah, I'd be doing something else that I would like going to estate sales and things like that. So but this is way more profitable. I was just probably doing all those things trying to find a way to make it actually work as a full-time job, which we are building toward that pretty quickly, but we have goals. We don't want to just jump into it. So to answer that question, I would not be selling Lego if I was not making a profit. No. I got it started into it because my son was he wanted certain guys out of this eBay lot, and I bought it, and I'm like, okay, I'll sell the rest and profit. I paid like $20-30 for this lot of guys, and I profited almost $100 on it. I was like, okay, let's buy some more. And I kept buying them. So that would have been 4 years ago about this time. It was like in the spring 4 years ago, maybe 5. I think it was 4 years ago. Which I owned nothing Lego at that time, so it's really grown and become my life. So question number 3. You seem to have a wide knowledge of minifigs from different themes. How did this develop? Good question. Did you start focusing on minifigs from different theme and branch out? Do you look to buy certain themes more than others? What themes do you like to sell the best? That's from 9 Mark. Starting out, I ended up buying all the Lego books, so like the encyclopedia ones to help me. I've laminated the CMF lists. That's kind of why I started this YouTube channel, or I started watching Pro Lego channel. And it was kind of a joke. I was saying you got to laminate those, but I actually did, and they're very helpful. I'll put a picture on the screen here, I think, and that'll show you. It's kind of what I used to go off of. I'd look through the one, book through all the years and kind of make guys. If I saw it, knew I had a torso, I just make them up and then put them up for sale. Common stuff and city stuff I try to stay away from. Nowadays I'm pretty good at finding it on Bricklink, but back then I would not even try to look it up. It was just like, don't even try. I would just try to do themes. Do I buy more certain themes than others? Well, Star Wars is very popular, and Lord of the Rings is very popular. You can try to buy them, but your chances are you're not going to make a lot of profit because they sell for quite a bit, even in lots. I try to buy things that aren't photographed very well, and hope I get lucky to get good things. But there's also one other thing about the Bricklink minifig page. All the themes are listed there. I used to go through those if ones I want to get familiar with that I think I have. So when you have a bunch of minifigs that you just got from, say, eBay, and you identify one theme, I would just go into that theme in Bricklink and just look at all the minifigs, like the agents. There's not that many. Just kind of get familiar with what they look like, and maybe you'll come across one you get next time. You're like, oh, I remember seeing that under the agents or whatever. So it is a studying thing. It's experience how I'm so good with it, I guess. I guess everyone thinks I'm so good with it. I still get stumped here and there, but more or less, I rarely run into something I cannot identify within a few minutes. Even City nowadays, like I just know how Bricklink writes stuff. They're very literal, like what's really on the minifig torso. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but overall it's getting better, I think. What ones do I like to sell best? I would say Ninjago, is because I'm not sure why I say that. I think I just sell the most, and they're easy to rebuild. So I just have tons of the ninjas and all the villains and things like that. So Ninjago is one that I like to rebuild. It's pretty easy. I guess easy. I like to sell it because it's easy. Maybe. So question number 4. How do you identify the minifigs from the various parts? From Alex P. So again, same kind of question. It's experience. In the beginning, I used to ask my son for help, and he would pretty much know almost all of it, especially Star Wars, because I used to study those books like crazy, to look through them constantly, like, oh yeah, I know that, this is from this guy, it's a Jedi, and then he'd give me hints. He may not know the name, but then I'd figure it out. But it's just experience. Like I said, 4 years ago, I owned nothing Lego. 2011 is when my oldest son, he was 4, got his first Lego set. It was the Ninjago Kai with the skeleton there, that little set. And I knew some, he'd get maybe 10-15 sets a year from then on, and I knew some of those things he would get for sure. That reminded me, so I had some knowledge of things, but not much before that. So question number 5, if you end up being able to monetize your channel, would you track that as revenue from the Lego stores, from ZBricks? Yes, income from this business must be reported to the IRS. I mean, even though, if you make under a certain amount, that YouTube won't report it to the IRS, it doesn't matter. You're supposed to report any income you make. That's just the law, if you want to be completely honest. Small stores, I hear them say that on here, that they're under $20,000 they sell, and PayPal does not report that to the IRS. That's true. If under $20,000, you have to hit $20,000 in sales and have at least 200 transactions to be reported to the IRS on a 1099. And as a lot of small stores say they don't do it, that's their prerogative. It's just, I mean, because it's either a hobby or it's a business, and you can make a case that a lot of it's a hobby, even though you're getting income. It's not good to have it as a hobby and report that to the IRS because you cannot deduct your expenses. You know, you can, I think your cost of the goods you can, but nothing else regarding it. It's, yeah, so definitely have to report that. You know, I'm not at that point, so I'm sure I'll have more information later once I get closer to that. And I might give more information on that once that actually does happen. If it does happen, I don't know. You know, doing this for the fun of it, for the information of it, and if it ever does become monetized, then I hope to do a lot more with it, have a more of a schedule, maybe put out at least 25% more videos than I do now, because if you're getting paid for it, it makes it a little more worth it. There's a lot of ideas I have written down, what kind of videos I'd like to do and other things, or maybe have more of a, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday vlog come out, you know, instead of having one right now I'm doing every 10 days or 14 days or so. So we'll see. Things always change. What works best for me and my schedule, to keep the work family life balance as well. That's a big deal. So question number 6, what do you do with the instructions and stickers? Because I imagine they aren't big sellers. Not a lot of people buy them. From Damien T. Well, here's a picture, or let me do a clip here. I have what I'm doing with the stickers now. But for instructions, I only sell the older ones. I have been selling a few. I sold the Rancor Pit one, even though that's not really old. But I generally just donate them to Goodwill. If I part out like 10 new sets, I'll donate all of those to Goodwill, because for the way I think I explained this in my recent vlog or one that's coming out. Because the weight of them, and I do free shipping at $20 orders on Bricklink, it would just cause me to lose money in the end, more than I'd like on the shipping. I don't mind paying free shipping on $20 orders, but when say somebody buys 5 instruction books and pays $2 for them, and then buys 10 minifigs and pays $20 for them, so they have a $22 order, and that's going to become about an $8 shipping cost for me. When without the instructions, if they just bought the minifigs for $20, it would cost me about $3. So it's a give or take on there. Instructions, I don't want to store a ton of instructions or try to look for them. I want things to be easy and fast. So definitely do not keep the instructions or sell them 95% of the time. I do not. So I'll show you what I'm doing with the stickers here. Okay, so here's some recent sets I parted out. This is from Andrea's Deluxe Room, I think. These actually on Bricklink sell for like $0.25. But at my booth for conventions, I never sell anything under $1 typically. So that's why those are like that. And I might do like, you know, a certain percent off or get one free if you buy so many. I don't know. Because these are really adding up. These are the ones I haven't put away yet. I probably have at least 50 more into my stuff already. These are from that pack. I did actually open one and cut up one already and put it all away. So I'm going to cut all these up to fit in these. These are sports cards top loaders. You can get them at Walmart or anywhere. Any of those big stores, typically they sell any kind of type of cards. And so there's some pretty cool stickers, and I thought it just brings variety to my booth. That's why I'm doing it this way, and they don't sell very often, and I don't like using up drawer space for these that just sit there for years. So if they are small enough, I'll do this. If it's a full sticker sheet that's too big for this, I will put it in my store, just because I don't want to cut it up. I want to keep it whole. These ones are not to a specific set, so I don't really care. So much these are just cool, like city editions. So that is why we do that. And then question number 7. Let me see here. It's, if you haven't done this before, could you please explain your eBay system a bit further? How do you organize it with these cards? That's from Brick Nick Mox. Let's see if I can get a special guest up here. What you doing, dog? Oh, anyway. So I'm going to make a clip here about how I do the eBay system. Okay, so with these cards, every single one of these, at one point I used to sell sports cards and Viewmasters. I'd send them through the mail, so I bought a bunch of old cards. These are like baseball, weird ones. I bought like 2,000 of them, and I ended up just had a ton of them, and I cut them up. That's why a lot of these are like that. You can make the puzzle with them if you want. There's 4 different ones. But anyway, you can tell the white ones are the new cardstock. I made all of these myself. A lot of them are just taped on there. See that big tape over it? I used regular paper. And then I switched it over to using the labels I use that they're sticky. Just gotta cut them up and put them on there. So anyway, I have 2 books. This one is the series. Then it goes to Star Wars and then superhero. There's 3 different themes in this one book. And this one, you can tell how much I use them. Cover fell off the other day. This one is it's getting there, but it's this. I've had this the whole time, like 3 years. Since I started these cards, and it's still lasting. This is my second one. This one, I probably use it a lot more. Flipping through this, there's so many different themes in here. City, Lord of the Rings. If I've had it and I sold it, used, I only do this for used typically. Then there'll be a card in here, or it's in for sale. So let's get an example. Let's see. I know Emmett Piece of Resistance set 70815. Okay, I just redid it the other day, so it's right here. Let's try. I don't know. Say I'm looking for Hawkeye. So I have Hawkeye with the set numbers and the year. But I also, if I look in here, I have this Hawkeye and I have purple. Typically what's on the title here, I'll put exactly that match in eBay so that there's no mistaking it. I'm like, it'll say Hawkeye purple on my eBay listing first, and I'll know, no, it's the purple one. And there's actually a third one right here. I wrote spiked hair on this one, so I think the listing says Hawkeye spiked hair. Sometimes I'll write on them. It's not always, I'm not concerned at looking perfect. It's just for my own reference. All these, when something sells, I take out the card, and then I, roll up the figure in there and send it. And I just put the cards in here every day, and then I rebuild them. So now, what we're looking at here is creating something. I don't have cards for any of these. These are ones that I would have wrote one time. I didn't have enough to really print any out. Governor of Michigan is telling us stay at home until April 30th. I get it. Anyway, there was another alert just on the radio. Crazy. It's crazy going on. So anyway,
travel has been prohibited.
Got it. We get it, people. Anyway, so here I just already put these in here. It's my preview. So I have this format. I just made the top line bold and then a little bigger than everything else. I did it down to like you can do like 24 labels at one time if I wanted. It's rare I even have 8. Usually I just have about 4 to 5 that I do every 2-3 weeks now because I have so many already done. But I just put the title, the theme, the year, the sets, and the Bricklink number. And I guess, why do I do it this way? To answer that, I could probably build multiple of some of these if I wanted to. I only sell one at a time. The reason being is it helps me to keep my inventory how I want it. And to give an example, like I only have one Indiana Jones for sale on eBay. Once it sells, I know exactly where to go, rebuild it, relist it. It ends up costing about $20 to $30 more a month by doing that, maybe a little more for listing fees, because my store I get 1,000 free buy it now listings with a $60 subscription, and I end up using over 1,500 listings. That's like extra $50 in listings. I pay for 10 cents each additional after 1,000. So that would cut down on that, but I just like it this way. Keeps me organized, keeps me ordering parts that I need. So, but either way, someday I might change it, but right now I'm not going to. So then what I do, just put all these in here, and then I page preview. There it is. I use my sticky label stuff. This is because PayPal only prints half a sheet. These are my extras from this morning, so I put one in there. Or yeah, there's in there now. Okay, and then we print it. There it is. Then I just cut them out, just around them, and then stick them on there. And then they go into, this is my photo bin. All these are going to need to be photographed right here. This is what I'm going to be doing. I don't know when you're going to see this, but this happens like once a week. Lately it's only once every like 8 or 9 days, maybe 10 days. I've been focusing on Bricklink a lot and not buying much a lot in recently, but that's changing. So this is how we do it. So then when something sells, I cannot relist it. Say I'm missing like a lot of parts. I don't think I'll get them anytime soon. I'll take the card and file it in the book. It's all alphabetical. You know, Simpsons there's S, Pirates, Caribbean, Ninjago, Lord of the Rings. So I know pretty fast to open this book up and find what I'm looking for. It's not alphabetical within each theme though, because there's castle, there's quite a bit. And those can take a minute to find, but it's like 4 pages. It's nothing crazy. All the Star Wars is alphabetical. All the series are numerical. So it's a process I like, and even every few months my son will actually go in here and try to build things out of all my parts that I don't have for sale, because I just don't have time to go through it and try to do that. Sometimes I open it up and I'm like, well, I have her headgear. That looks about it. So put her stuff on there. I might have stuff in my store, you know, my Bricklink store too. But yeah, so I file it away. After I take photographs, these go into the box they go into. Let's see what we have here. So here's a superhero one, Blue Beetle. Once I photograph that, it will go into the bees right here. And that's why I know how to find it. That's why eBay is so fast. I have everything very organized as to where it's at. I know exactly where something would be when it sells. Just like the Bricklink store a little bit. There's no remark code you follow. You just have to be organized. I want to thank everyone for watching again and following along with these. These are fun to make. If you have any questions, definitely ask them. I'll do my best to get them answered in a timely manner within 30 days of your answering. I don't know. I try to do these once every 2 weeks. So currently on my list, I have that are not answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. So if I don't get any more, then I'll answer all 7 of those next week, just like I did 7 today. But I would assume there'd be more questions, but either way, it's fine with me. If I don't have questions, then I'll do more vlogs, you know, on a Friday. So yeah, stay safe, and thanks for watching.